What do you do if your client has never gotten a fade before? Have you ever gotten a fade?
No.
So since he's never gotten a fade, I want to be a little bit more careful on what kind of fade I give him. One of the main reasons why this is so important is because since he's got really long hair, he's always been used to having long hair. Going from all this hair down to skin is going to be a drastic change. So he did say he wants a little something like what I have, which I have more like just hair on top with a little bit of a taper on the side. And I kind of feel like this is going to be a best fit for him. That way we don't go too drastically bald on the side. Something that I look for before I start cutting is what kind of head shape he has. I can tell right here he's got like a pretty good occipital bone, which is protruding out, which is going to be really good for a taper fade. So let's begin cutting, and we're just going to go ahead and debulk all this hair. That way I can really see what I'm going to be working with. I'm currently using the number 4 guard, and I can already tell that his hair isn't as thin, which means it's a little bit thinner because we can see through his scalp a little bit more. His actual hair follicle is thick, but he just doesn't have a lot of it. This is very important because whenever I go to fade, I already know that I'm going to have to keep a lot of darkness towards the top to be able to have enough contrast from the dark to the light area. And now for the top, I already know that a lot of this hair I'm not going to be using, so I'm going to go ahead and debulk that as well. So now that I debulked everything, I can tell that his hair is naturally wavy, which is a really good thing. But at the same time, it's pretty flat. So what I'm going to give him is more of a crop top on top. That way I can add more texture. And with his bangs being a little bit shorter, I'm going to remove a lot of the excess weight off. His hair comes down pretty well. So once again, a taper will look very nice blended into this. So like I said, with his hair being thinner, I want to be able to create as much contrast between the long and short. So I'm going to be doing a taper down here, skin taper at that, and fading into a number 4. So once again, this was debulked with a number 4. But in this area, his hair is a lot lighter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the fade right in this area to be able to keep this as dark as possible and make this really pop out. So at the beginning of the video, I mentioned how his hair grows straight down, which is a really great thing because it allows you to make really straight lines. And that's something else that helped me determine that a taper would be a best look for him. All right, so like I said, we went with that crop top on top, something with a little bit more texture, a little bit more volume. That way his hair isn't as flat. And once again, I went with a skin taper on the side, fading into a number 4. That way we can keep this as dark as possible to really make this pop out. Because even then, you can still see how light his hair is in this area. But by leaving this darker, it really makes this really stand out a little bit more